that. The other people will say, no, you can't do this, and it's really confusing. So what's the way to go? Have you eaten?
I have.
Oh.
No matter how light it is, but I have.
Well,
So
okay. That's good.
some will turn lunch to breakfast. You begin to wonder. Of course, you check that study in the Telegraph newspaper, the New Telegraph newspaper for this morning, and we're due to take a break on the newspaper segment this morning, even though you check sports stories, you find Nigeria internationals also doing well. Osimhen, Super Eagles ready for AFCON glory. That's Sporting Sun. But let you look out for some of those stories in the sporting world. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll take a critical look at issues around politics and democracy in Nigeria. Thank you for rejoining us on AM today on Osrc television. And now it's time to take a deep dive into a discussion segment of the program. And evident from the national dailies we took this morning, River State is grabbing almost all of the attention in Nigeria politics and democracy at this time. The situation right there keeps unfolding. And this morning, we try to put some perspective, and to join us to do that on the River State politics and the players this morning is a former member of the Ondo State House of Assembly, who was at that time the spokesperson of the House, Honorable Benga Omoli. Good morning, sir. Good to have you on the program.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here.
It's good to have you this morning. Also to talk the issue of politics, particularly kicking off from River State. When you check what is dominating discourse at this time, the situation in Rivers is really of a concern to many Nigerians. So, taking a look at the dailies, an elder statesman, Bode George, mentioned the fact that if the situation in Rivers is not attended to well enough, it has a tendency of spreading across the country. You also find some River State indigents also calling on the president to intervene in the matter. Just a few days ago, we saw the demolition of the House of Assembly, and you begin to wonder where's all of this coming from and where it is going to at this time. What do you make of the situation in Rivers and how perhaps it started?
Good morning once again, and Merry Christmas in advance.
Of course.
Yeah, what is coming out of Rivers State these days is strange. But when you look at the history of Rivers State in the last, from 1999, you won't be surprised that this is happening again. We know when Amaechi was governor, there were issues, then serious issue. Remember the Nakama Pako, then in the House of Assembly, it was tough. And like you said, I was surprised when I saw a bulldozer dismantling the House of Assembly. I thought what happened was just a small fire outbreak then, but I was listening to the commissioner for information of Rivers State on TV yesterday. I was saying they brought expert and they saw that the structure can no longer, it's not conducive for the business of for legislative business. They have to pull it down. Yes, it's unfortunate that leaders and people in authorities have not learned their lessons, and what is playing out in Rivers State, like you said, and you know Rivers is the Niger State. If it snowball into other states of the Niger States, Niger Delta State and other part of Nigeria, I think we are giving too much. We are putting too much pressure on the president of Nigeria. He has a lot to do in Abuja, and each time there is some in this state, you have to call on him. I was surprised when I saw the governor of Rivers, State Fabura, presenting the budget, 2024 budget, to 4 members of the House Assembly. 4 members passed that budget, and in less than 24 hours after that budget has been passed, he has signed it into law. So you know that what is happening there is unimaginable, is unexpected. Then Wiki on his own part, we saw this coming, but we never knew it's going to be this early. Now, the dangerous thing in Rivers State now is being given an ethnicity coloration. You know Fabura is an Ijaw person, and you know and the words on the street there is that Wike is planning to remove him to put another, his kinsman. And when these things begin to happen like this, it's something that should be looked into before it snowballs into a serious crisis.
But some would say, Honorable Mole, that it appears that all of these came out of the blues, looking at how the transition of power happened in Rivers State. I could remember vividly during that transition process when former Governor Yusuf Wike was about exiting office. You find the anointed man in Fubara accompanying him to different events, and he was getting all the accolades for supporting Fubara, and even Fubara even coming out to say, look, much of the credit will go to Yusuf Wike, and you were thinking all of this was just a perfect match made in heaven. What exactly?
You see, there are some fifth columnists in this. When you look at it, Fubara was not among the top 5 that is expected that should succeed Wike. But some people felt aggrieved that Wike picked Fubara ahead of them. And they too, they aggrieved, and they may be people finding the ember of this crisis. Then Wike again, as a former governor who put his anointed candidate there, I think for me, you know who Wike is. Wike is somebody that want to have it all. He is not letting go. He has forgotten that he's no more the governor of Rivers State. He's now a minister. But look at it, 27 members that are loyal to him, they come to APC on one day. And as at now, about 5 commissioners have resigned. And these are Wike loyalists. In fact, what I heard was that 99% of all the appointments, maybe 95% of the appointments that have been made in Rivers State are all Wike loyalists. So the governor is just the head as it is now. And I think he's trying to come out to put his feet on the ground. And I think it's too late, because Wike is like our governor, Oluwarotimi Odunayo Akeredolu, SANC, and he used to call Wike. He said, Wike is a politician that will eat a fly with a sledgehammer. He doesn't give a damn. That's the kind of politics he played. You saw how he dealt with Amaechi. You saw how he dealt with Atiku. And to him, Fabura is just a small fry. And that is what he's trying to prove with all this news we are hearing from Rivers State.
I want us to look at something now. In Nigeria, usually situations like this always ends up with somebody accusing somebody of asking for a huge amount of money. We had the same situation in Anambra State where Obiano said his predecessor P2B was asking for a particular amount of money. Now here, Fubara is also accusing Wike of saying he should remit 25% of the state's allocation to him. Then the money that was given by the federal government, the 5 billion naira recently disbursed, yes, that Wike was asking for 2 billion naira out of it. Now, whether it's true or not, we know situations like this happen. Now, why do you hand over to someone and expect to control everything? Is that like an agreement? Because as it was said, that Wike single-handedly picked every ESCO member in this particular administration. How do you think Fubara will agree to such and expect to be able to run the state at the end of the day with such people surrounding him?
I think Fubara underestimated how far Wike can go about this. He should know better. For him to have agreed to all that, then he should know that he's sitting on a keg of gunpowder. Because definitely, there was a video that went viral recently where I think it was a function. The former governor of Ekiti State was there, and was making some statement. He was telling Fabura that he should dare not fight Wike. He should not even start it, because if he starts it, Wike is going to run him out of town. And it's a lesson we are all learning. And for the issue of godfatherism and their godson is becoming something that is dangerous to our democracy. But then again, godfatherism is biblical. If you are an Anglican and you want to do confirmation and baptism, you must have a godfather.
Yes,
but in that context, it's not the one playing out politically. Yes, you need somebody, in any aspect of life, whether in the corporate world or in the politics, you need a mentor, somebody that will mentor you. You cannot know everything in a day. You have to learn. But unfortunately, we have positive godfather, we have negative godfather. I think the negative part of it is the one that is coming to fore most times, and it's dangerous to our democracy. As it is now, even the residents of Rivers State, they are going to this early season with fear, because Kasala can start at any time and there will be casualties. So the little we saw on the day after the assembly was touched, we saw even the governor was not spared. Tear gas was fired at him. So if tear gas was fired at the chief executive officer of a state, number one citizen of a state, so what will happen to an ordinary citizen on the street? So the issue of security is now coming in. And like I said, that is Niger Delta. We know how security it is. We know they always have security issues in that area. So it's something that must be looked into, and so that this crisis that is coming should be nipped in the bud on time.
All right, Wike said something that if you take his base from him, he will be politically relevant. So he wants to remain strong at home. Now, do you think that with all this, whether he has the power to fight Fubara or do anything to Fubara, do you think he's making headway?
Of course, he's making. Somebody who's in Abuja, whose followers in the assembly, 27 of them decamped. They decamped to APC because of Wike, and unfortunately, policies will come in. Wike is an asset to any party that he is. We may not like his face, we may not like his style, but he gets results. So for Wike, still, as of today, Wike is still a card-carrying member of PDP, but he's a minister in the government of APC, and is controlling the APC. So APC in Rivers State is formerly a PDP person. As it is now, I think they are hiding under the fact that presently there's no structure of PDP in Rivers State, because